wasn't hard to please when we first met. She don't act like she needs me now. She don't even seem to be upset. Mike's Music Method, come on in everybody. Today we are doing a song by a new artist. I haven't done a song by him yet, Jason Isbell. I mean, he's not new, he's been around a long time, but new to Mike's Music Method, we're doing Streetlights. I'll be honest, I do not know this artist at all. Of course, I know the name, and I know it's been out there. Kind of like Bon Iver to me, where like I know he's pretty popular, I know he kind of finger picks, but for some reason, I just like haven't listened. So comment down below, recommend some other songs if you like him, recommend some other songs that you think are awesome by him that I need to check out. This song was sponsored by Heroin, The Chase of Spades. I think he was on the Discord. If you guys want to win my heart, join the Mike's Music Method Discord, and I'm more likely to like answer your inquiries and stuff. You just feel like you're part of the community when you're hanging out there. Or just email me. Email is still great too, mikesmusicmethod@gmail.com. The Chase of Spades sponsored this song. If you're new to Mike's Music Method, just give me 1 minute here to talk you through it, or just jump ahead to where the tutorial starts. Timestamps down below are your best friend. Everyone's at a different skill level. Some are going to have to loop measures and repeat them. Others can kind of skip ahead. But know that what I'm doing is I transcribe this myself, use my ear to the best of my ability. I feel like I'm bringing some of the best tabs on the internet here. They are all free to download at mikesmusicmethod.com. It's a value for value model. More on that later, but go snag the tab. It'll be up on the screen, but also, print that puppy out. Easier to reference. I'm going to show you every note in the right and left hand and how to do it. So I'm going to give you a full-on lesson here. It might take a little while, but man, if you're confused with finger picking, I'm here to help you out, hold your hand, walk you through this whole thing. I remind you throughout to stop and recap, because that is the best way to learn. You don't want to sometimes you're only doing 2 measures at a time if they're difficult, and maybe you're sitting on those 2 measures for weeks and weeks. But I'm going to remind you at the end of each section that at the very end of the video, there are slow run-throughs. So you can play the verse with me, or you learn the intro, play it with me at the end of the video, jump back, learn the verse, play it slow with me at the end of the video. And that's how we do things here. So welcome aboard. Without further ado, let's do this Jason Isbell song, Streetlights. Thank you, Chase, for the sponsorship. There is no capo, and by the end of this video, you're going to have a really fast thumb. I'll put it that way. It's the song, when you play it slow, the song's easy, but man, up to speed, your thumb's got to do some movement, so let's do it. Shikoom, let's do it. Measure 1. This is all the thumb. I got this really simple G chord, just holding down the 3rd fret there of the low string, and my thumb is doing everything in these first 7 or so measures here. 6 to 4. Then it's 6 to 3. All right, and then the next measure, I'll just show you up here because I'm doing nothing with my left hand. 6 to 3, 4 again, 6 to 4. Then measure 3 is 6, 4, 6, 3. Measure 5 is just 6, 4, 6, 4. 5 is 6, 4, 6, 3. Back to 6, 4, 6, 4 for the next 2. Now the only thing to note here is it's pretty fast. So we have this idea of on the steady one. So it's 1, 2, 1, high 2 every time. All right, you see the pattern there, and then the last one he breaks the pattern by just staying on that G the whole time. Measure 8, here's where things get a lot more fun, and this is really cool. Slow. Go slow for a long time before you try to speed this up, all right? So let's talk through the whole thing. Again, we just have the G, but I'm going to put my pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and I got thumb alone, but then I'm gonna pinch the thumb, and I'm using my middle finger here, and I'm hitting 4 and 2. So 4th and 2nd string with thumb and middle, thumb alone, pinch there. Then I go back to the 6th string, but while I'm doing that, I'm actually gonna lift my pinky and put my pointer finger down on the 1st fret. So our melody notes in this measure are gonna be 3 to 1. So we pinch the 3 with the thumb alone, then I go right back to the middle finger on the 2nd string, but I gotta make sure I'm doing that 1st fret there. Then my thumb goes on the D. So the second half of the measure is just 6, 2, and then 4. Thumb, middle, thumb. So if we combine those those two parts. 3, 4. Move the pointer finger. Again, lift the pinky. Thumb, pinch, thumb, and thumb. Measure 9, we start with a pinch. And what we have to do now is my middle finger is going to go to the 2nd fret on the G string. Really cool melody here. So I'm pinching 6 and 2, thumb in the middle. With the thumb alone, then I'm going to the pointer finger on that 3rd string, 2nd fret. So it's thumb, pointer. And then you'll notice, check the thumb out, he drones the thumb yet again. Then he lifts the middle finger in the left hand here and plays the pointer finger open. So if we're looking at beat 2 and 3, it's 6, 3rd string, 6, then the 3rd string, but with it open. So it's 2nd fret, and then I lift it. And then his thumb does open on the D. So check out the thumb pattern alone for a second. It's 6, 6, 6, 4. And we have to get used to that. Maybe you pinch the first. I always teach this way. Do this. You do the thumb alone and then build one melody at a time. So make sure you can do this. Or sorry, pinch, thumb, thumb, 6, 6, 6. Now let's have the 2nd note, which is going to be the middle finger. Pinch, thumb, and thumb, thumb, pinch, thumb, and thumb. All right, so I'm leaving out that 3rd melody note. I got open, 2, and then let's just finish the thumbs. So I'm building it bit by bit. Now I'm going to include that final open note on the 3rd string there. Middle finger, thumb, pointer, thumb, pointer, thumb. Just to show you the right hand up close. 3, 4. That's probably the hardest measure. Guys, I have an awesome video called the Travis Picking Primer that talks about where all these melody notes come from, and it's actually, I show you it in the key of G. And that, if you're looking up your finger picking, Travis picking chops, watch that video. I think that's one of the best videos I've done. And then after you watch the primer, you can continue to watch that whole Travis picking playlist. It's good stuff. And then of course, if you want more, I've got the ebook, Finger Lickin' Cowboy Pickin', all at mikesmusicmethod.com. We're doing a little time traveling here. I'm redoing these measures for you because now that I've practiced it, I'm playing them a little different. So once we get to measure 10, we're no longer going to be typically Travis picking. I know if you look at the tab, these are all downbeats. So they would be all thumb. But because it's so fast, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to do this A sus2 chord. So it's an A minor, but I don't need my pointer finger. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to pinch the first 2, thumb and pointer, on 5 and 3. Then I'm going to do thumb alone on 4. But even though the next 2 are downbeats, I'm actually going to do middle finger and then pointer. It's just because the tempo is so fast. To do that all with your thumb is not worth the effort. So here I'm doing pinch, thumb, then my middle finger is open on the 2nd string and my pointer finger is the 3rd string. Same with measure 10 here. We're doing the same thing. I'm going to do thumb. Then I'm actually doing pointer finger on the 3rd string. I'm going to lift it so it's open though. Lift that ring finger so it's open. So thumb on 5, pointer on 3rd, thumb on 4, and back to pointer on 3rd. So if I put those 2 measures together, 3, 4. Measure 12, we're doing it the same way. Check this out, it's a C major 7, but really at the beginning we just need this 3rd fret here. I'm playing it with my thumb. Then I'm gonna use my middle finger, not my thumb, to play the next downbeat because it's so quick. So thumb, middle is open on the 2nd string. Then I'm gonna use my pointer finger here to get the 2nd fret, and here I'm using the middle finger on the left hand to get that 2nd fret. But it's thumb, pointer, thumb, middle. Thumb, pointer, thumb. Sorry, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. And it's 5th string, open on the 2nd string, 5th string, 2nd fret on the G string, the 3rd string. Then measure 13, we've got thumb on the 5th string, pointer is playing the 3rd string, Then I'm hammering with my thumb, open to 2 on the 4th string, then right back to open with my pointer finger. Then I'm back to doing the thumb here. You know, occasionally even here, wouldn't be the end of the world to do that whole thing, thumb pointer, thumb middle. Even that intro, I know I showed you it the other way, but you could do it like this. Your call. Really no right or wrong way to do it. But now that I'm practicing it more, it's like, yeah, it's pretty fast, and I wouldn't mind handling it the other way. That is the entire intro. At the end of these videos, I'm incorporating slow runs. So now is the perfect time. Stop the video, use the timestamps, jump down below and run that intro nice and slow with me. We play it together nice and slow. Then come back here, we'll do the verse and do the same process. Great news, verse looks a lot like the intro, so let's go through this. I think 16 we've seen exactly the same as before. We pinch, stagger that first fret, thumb, pinch. 17, a little different. He plays this slightly different a few different times, so it's up to you. If you wanted to play exactly what we did in measure 9, that would be fine. Or if you like this one better, you can play 17 instead of measure 9. Your call, but we pinch, then thumb, and then I do the 2nd fret on that G string. We've seen that coloring quite a bit. Pinch, thumb, and so 6 and 2 pinch, 4th string, then 3rd finger with my pointer. And what he does here at the end is he just does 6 alone, and then I'm gonna pinch 4 and 3. And instead of pinching 4 and 3, you could also do what I call a heavy thumb, where you kind of brush with your thumb. Either way is totally acceptable. 18, that same A minor, sus whatever idea, sus 2. That's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing here. Slightly different on the C. What he does is 5th string, then he does open on the 3rd, open on the 2nd, goes back to the 3rd, and that's when he puts that middle finger down on the 2nd fret. Again, I'm not gonna tell you what way to do your right hand. You can argue it all sorts of ways. There is no right or wrong there. And then in measure 21, similar idea. There, for me, it's easier to think about it as like Travis picked. But again, rhythmically, when the song's so fast, sometimes you don't want to get the thumb off the 1, 2, 3, 4 idea. So even though it might be big jumps, it's gonna help you rhythmically to keep the thumb going. I'll stop saying that now. It's your call. But 21 is 5th string, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, just on a normal C chord like that. Brilliant. Let's keep going to a G. 6, 3, 6. Or sorry, 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 4. My overalls, my suspenders are rattling on my guitar. So that is basically the verse. You can jump down below, do a slow run through of the verse. And after he does that 3 times, so the whole thing repeats, right? It repeats from 16 to 23. That happens 3 times until the last time you don't go all the way through the repeat. You'll notice in the tab, which is free to download at mikesmusicmethod.com, if you look at measure 22, it says 1, 2, 3 up above the G chord there, right? That means you repeat it once, twice, 3 times exactly the same. Now notice the 4th time the number 4 isn't there, because what you're going to do is once you go from 16 to 21, you're going to skip 22 and 23 and jump to that 4th ending. So you don't loop those G's, but you go into this transitional part into the chorus here. So let's talk about that. This is measure 24. Oh, and if you want, you can stop now. I'll do that verse part as a slow run through where we repeat that above section. Get good at that before moving on. But when you're good, let's do it. So we're at 24 now, just the same idea on that G. 6, 3, 6, heavy thumb or pinch. We're gonna breeze through this. We've got a D chord with an F sharp in the bass, and maybe we won't breeze through it because this one's always tricky. You don't need to do the thumb over the top. You can do pinky on the 3rd fret, or even ring finger, and then the pointer finger on the 2nd fret. That's all we need is that 3 and this 2. I do the thumb over the top just because I prefer to do it, but you'll notice it's not really a D because this A is a G. I mean, it is a D, but you know, we got the 11 in there, or however you want to frame it. Sus 4 again or whatever, right? D, E, F, G. Anyways, we have open, so we just need 2 and 3, 6, and second string E and B string. And I got thumb alone. You can do a heavy thumb here again, or pinch. And I'm pinching the second and third string with thumb and pointer. Back to the 6th string, and then thumb alone. If you're doing it like this, it looks like this. Or you can use these fingers. No right or wrong. 26 is just an E minor, all downbeats. 6th string. It's actually an E minor 7. 6th string, 5th string, 3rd string, and then open on the 4th. So all you need is that one finger for the E minor. Right, E minor 7, 6, 5, 3, 4. Then do a G, 6, 4. Then I need the 3rd fret on the B string. Right, like that. Then open on the 3rd, 6, 4, 2, 3. Then we have this D sus2 chord. Again, D, but my middle finger is lifted on the top string. And that's just straight through. Here, he actually holds it. In measure 29, we have like this 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it. So don't let the rhythm trip you up there. Measure 29 just starts on a tied note. So again, from the previous one, 1, 2, 3, 4, let it ring. Then it's 2nd, 4th, 3rd is open. I'm treating that open as what I call an open string cheat. I just lift the chord. Gives me a moment to get to the next chord. Chickum! Mike's music method is based on the value for value model. That means there is no paywall. All the tabs you can get, all the tutorials you can get, but how this works, guys, please, 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 the value for value model. What is Mike's music method worth to you? Maybe once in a while after you learn a few songs, you toss me 50 bucks. Maybe every time you learn a song, you throw me 10 bucks. I don't know. Maybe it's a $10, $25, $100, $5 a month plan. All the ways to donate are at mikesmusicmethod.com. Or the easiest way is just a membership on my website, but snail mail, Bitcoin, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, all sorts of ways we could do this. That's it. Just know I'm a real guy. I'm providing a lot of value. I put a lot of time and effort into making this channel awesome. And you know, if you made it this far in the video, you know that I'm good at what I do. That's why you're here and you're not at, one of many other channels. So please support what you love in the world so that it can continue to grow and flourish. I want this to grow and flourish, and I can only do it with your help. That's it. Let's keep going. Back to an E minor 7, but he colors it different. We got 6, then the 5th string, then I do pinky on the B string, then open on the 3rd. Back to that G. Same way we saw it before. Same with the D sus4 here in 32. We hold it again. This is all a repeat. I'm going to keep going because it's all repeat. 37 is a little different. You hold the beginning note, but then it's 2nd string, 3rd fret. We actually do the 2nd fret now on the G string, then we lift it open. So it's a rest, rest. Easy enough. Then we got a C chord, 5th string, 3rd string, 5th string, then all the way to the 2nd with my pinky down on the 3rd fret, making it a C9. C add 9, I should say. And then we do it again. And do it again. And then in measure 41, it's just 5, 3, 5. And it hits open on the 4th string. And it goes back to the verse. Stop the video, go to the bottom, do the slow run through of the chorus, and that is basically it. Sorry, my phone's not off. That's basically it. Let's talk through a couple of occasional things and replacement parts, but congrats, you basically got the song. All right, check out the tab, free to download at mikesmusicmethod.com. If you look at measure 43, it's a little different. He'll occasionally replace this with 16 and 17 because he actually sings the melody changes and he'll kind of mirror it like this. This is all the same. But then 44 is, he'll hit that open E on that G. So he lifts them both up where the B and E are open. And you can do a heavy thumb, or you can even do pointer and middle. Again, no right or wrong. And then we have this again where it's 6th string, then 2nd fret on the 3rd, back to the 6, and then open, open, either with a heavy thumb or a pinch. So, sorry. 3, 4. And I haven't rehearsed this song enough to know exactly how I would do it either. If I do the heavy thumb or not. Probably not, because I already did probably do the pinch. All right, here in measure 46, occasionally in the song, this will replace 25 to 29. It's at about 3 minutes and 23 seconds in the song. It's up to you, same chords, just different picking. So we got that D with the F sharp in the bass, and I'm gonna do 6, 2, and then open on the 4th and the 3rd strings. 6th string, 2nd string, then 4th, 3rd, and I'm just fretting 2nd and 3rd, that's it. Here, this one's fun in 46. He does like a really heavy strum D minor, maybe the lowest 3 strings, followed by the 3rd fret on the B string. And I'm definitely doing that with my pointer. And then I strum again, and then do open on the 3rd string. He's getting excited. And he does the same thing on the G chord. Whoops, sorry. 2nd, 3rd. Right, same idea on the G. Then 49 is a little different. There's D sus2, 4th string, 2nd, 3rd, and then the 1st string is open, right? Because no middle finger, it's a sus2. Then he ends it 4, 2, 4, 3 is open. 4th string, 2nd, 4th string, 3rd string open. Measure 52. Measure 52. This is going to replace 41, kind of whenever, but definitely the last time in the song at like 3:39. Slightly different, it's a C chord, 5th string, then the 2nd string with my pinky down on that 3rd fret. Then I'm gonna hammer the 4th string, open to 2, then 3rd string is open. So the strings are 5, 2, 4 with a hammer, 3rd string. 53, same idea, with a hammer on, it begins with a hammer on, then open on the 3rd string, then back to the 4th for 2, open. So hammer on the 4th, open on the 3rd, back to the 4th string to open. Not going to be a slow run through for any of that because it's just little auxiliary stuff, little changes in there if you want to put them in there to get it more accurate. But here is the coda. So after, the verse chorus idea, instead of going back to the exact intro, and I don't mean measure 1, I mean measure 8, because he only does that G part at the very beginning, but when the melody starts. So instead of doing that exactly as written, it's a little different for the coda. So let's do this, 53, 54. Measure 55, again, it replaces like the intro at measure 8 for the ending of the song. This is all the same. Then to the A minor, the A sus2. I think 58's a little different. It's 5, open on the 3rd string. Then the 4th string is 2, open. Can't remember if that's the same or not. But 59's new. It's a C chord, play the 5th string. Then I'm gonna hammer, open to 2. So I'm really only doing my C like this to begin with, just that ring finger. Then I open to 2, then open on the 2nd string. And these are all downbeats, so don't speed up that hammer on, okay? So we got 5th, open, hammer, open. It's a slow hammer because we're going into this ritardando where the ending of the song slows down. And the next measure 60, it's 2 open on the 3rd string, then 2 open on the 4th. Easy enough. Then this cool hammer on the G, I love this. I wouldn't do the pinky on the top string. If you have to do it because you're afraid you're gonna strum too many, that's fine. But we want this A to sound open. And when I put my pinky down, if you look at this finger, if I can just do that finger, there's a lot of leverage. But the moment I try to get the pinky, you see how it has to kind of fall down a bit? That's the hard part with that G chord. So to get that to ring, that A string to ring with the pinky down is really hard. Or if I don't have the pinky, it's easier to lift that ring finger higher, so I get that A open. And I'm only hearing him strum to the B string. There are some times when I want to be super precise and I'll lay a middle finger on the top string or something. I'll just touch him with these two. That way I can strum all the way through and not worry about accidentally hitting that high E. Because you don't want that E in there. So if you can't do this with your pinky, And like I said, I'm actually hearing him only do the second string. And I'm hammering open to 2 on that 5th. Goes from that G sus2 to a nice G. Go to the end of the video, slow run through of the coda, and you did it. This is normally the moment in the video where I talk about how to play and sing the song at the same time. But I'll be honest, I had never heard this song and I still don't know it all that well. It was sponsored, so I did it. If you're curious about how to build up playing and singing at the same time, I've got all sorts of videos on that. Pretty much every one of the last like 15 videos I did, I have a section on that. So if you watch my previous like 3 or 4 videos and just jump to the singing and playing, I talk about how to do that, and it's going to be the same process with this song. Start slow with just strumming, build up with just the thumb, then build up with the actual pattern. If you're still confused and you need a video on it, always just shoot me an email, mikesmusicmethod@gmail.com. Ask for it. Maybe I can do a little live stream. We could talk about it. Let's do the slow run throughs though. Slow runs. Let's do the intro. Measure 1 through 15. 2, 3, 4. Let's loop from 8, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Slow run of the verse, just 16 to 23. We'll do the transition as part of the chorus after this. 2, 3, 4. Let's loop that. Slow, it kind of rings weird, doesn't sound quite right. That would happen one more time, but you get the idea. Slow run of the chorus, measure 24 to 41. 2, 3, 4. Loops back to the verse. That's the bulk of the song. Slow run of the coda. Let's do it. Measure 55 to the end. 61. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, look, I naturally held that top E string. That was my instinct. Yeah!